again, it's on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hassan is a hater.
Oh shit!
And we're back. It's Opinionation. It's your man's Dominique Superstar with the all-star panel. Elliot is in the place to be. Yeah, he is. There he is. Look at who's back. From all the way across in Florida. She's back here in Los Angeles with us now. Val, the forensic gal, with the 1988 salt and pepper cut. Push it good.
Real good.
My
What's up, everybody?
hey. My favorite. She's a warrior. She don't play with you like that. She don't mess with you like that. Please give it up for a Jamila Richardson.
Hey, y'all.
Hey,
Yeah. And look at this. Look at the lovely one with the braids down below. It's Kelly Marie, everyone. She's back for some opinions.
Yes.
This year.
Hey, Dale.
Hey,
This gentleman, he doesn't know what he wants to do with his JPEG, his icon, it's Kendo Mickens.
Excuse me. I'm Black Son. I am Black Tsunami.
That's right.
Formerly artist formerly known as
My
Kendo
bad.
Mickens.
My bad. It's Kenny Mickens. Okay, cool.
Black Son. I am.
Like I said, it's Kenny Mickens. And last but not least,
I will not answer to that.
he's a superhero. He travels from star system to star system. He's good friends with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker.
Oh.
Co-representative of the Anunnaki. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Negus Man, Hassan McCullough.
What's up? So the Lyran blood seed. So if you are O-type blood, that means you come from the Anunnaki. If you are O-type blood.
Oh, wow.
And the Lyrans.
Like I
If
said.
you're O-type blood, you come from the Anunnaki and the Lyrans.
Like I said, he just got back in town from traversing. That's that. Before we get started, I would just like to get everyone's attention to this little screen right here. This is my little television series that just dropped on Tubi. It's called Left or Right. Look at that. The synchronicity is crazy. It's called Left or Right. If you have Tubi and soon to be on Amazon Prime, you should go there and get your viewing pleasure. Yeah?
Left to right.
Left to right. All right, cool. All right, so we're all here. I was talking to Hassan the other day, and we were on TikTok Live. So was Black Tsunami, Son Am I. And we had a prompt up, and it was, is racism a psyop? Boy, we got some folks in there on that one. Boy, woo. But I said, you know what? Let's flip that for our all-star cast for our Thursday YouTube show. And let's ask these, ladies and gentlemen, topic of the day. Is religion a psyop?
Is religion a who?
Ooh.
What is a psyop? Look that up.
Yeah, what is that?
Ooh. A psyop is a psychological operation, something that controls the mind.
No.
Psyop. Okay, well, I said my best friend might have an issue with me today. We're gonna find out. We're gonna figure this out. You know, I'm fully prepared for her to curse me out up and down, inshallah.
Oh,
That means it's gonna happen.
Hey,
What are you talking about?
I ain't cut it away, y'all.
Black Tsunami, is religion a psyop, a psychological operation?
Religion is Spirituality isn't. Religion has been used, unfortunately, by many people to control, to manipulate, to divide.
Wow. Why would religion
Through
do
the
such a
ages.
thing? What do you mean? Religion divides? How dare you?
The religion, when people unfortunately, a lot of times in religion, they take and add their own edicts and their own thoughts and ways to go about it. I'm gonna give you a small example. The Catholic priest, them not marrying
Oh, I thought you were about
is
to go the
not an
other
edict
direction with that.
from God. Them not marrying or being able to marry is not an edict from God.
But they are married. They're married to little boys.
I'm not getting into all that. I mean, unfortunately, some of them do. But them deciding to not marry is their own edict. That's their religion.
No, I see.
That's not what was told to them. So they added their own. And unfortunately, the side effects is take two little boys and call them in the morning.
Oh no. Oh no. No. Say it isn't so.
Allegedly. You gotta say
Allegedly.
But
I'm
unfortunately,
sorry.
it's
Yeah,
not
you're
alleged.
right.
Ain't that crazy? It's not alleged.
That's right.
Sometimes it's been alleged.
Miss Forensic Gal, is religion a psyop?
Interesting. That's a very interesting question. Wow. I kind of want to say it is.
Wow. Why would you say that?
Because, first of all, they say a few things that you can't talk about is religion and politics, correct? And you can't discuss it because people get very emotional. It can break out into like all right fights. So I think that it is and it isn't, but I'll say more so that it is because it does. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know.
You know
I
what? A
want
lot
to
of
say
times
it
you have to go
is,
with your
and
first
then I'm like,
mind.
wait a minute, and then I'm like, it isn't. I'm not sure, Dom. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, you know what though? If you were on the witness stand, I would grill you because the first thing you said is what you felt.
You can
There it is.
Well, I was raised as a Christian, and it does seem that if I go against that it brings, and especially with my parents being not from this country, it's like it's shameful if you don't believe in it, and you can't question it.
That spell has been cast. Hundala Shire.
Oh
What you
yeah,
mean?
and they don't say that either. But
Okay.
my parents not being from the country and stuff like that, like they are wholehearted, full-fledged Christianity. And it seems like if you go against that, you're like sinning your soul and you won't be blessed and da 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 da. So I'm a little, I don't know. I'm twisted when it comes to
I
that
got
question.
you. Well, no, I understand your predicament. My beloved mother. Hi, Usher Ann. She's watching right now. And let me tell you.
Hey, Ann.
She's not gonna like this conversation right now, but I love you, Ma. You know I love you. Kelly.
Yes.
I don't know what you doing over there. Look like you what you ordering takeout?
She definitely
No, at the gas.
Okay.
I'm at the gas station.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna let you do that, and I'll circle back to you. Miss
All right, thank
Jamila Riches.
Do I think what?
Now we know that you are a pious woman. We know. We can see. Okay. But I do have to beckon the question. It's just a question. Melanie, I love you. I love you.
Good, you do.
I really do, actually. You tell that colonizer, take his hands off of you. Okay.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry.
Well, what's the question?
I'm sorry. Is religion a psychological operation? Is religion a psyop?
No, it's not. I don't think it is.
Okay, elaborate.
I don't think that it's like a mind control type of thing. Is because you should be strong enough to know what you want and how to operate. Like I feel like religion is more so based off what your heart and your soul feel, what it inclines to more so. So I just don't think it. No, I don't believe that it can be a mind control thing. Because what would be the purpose of mind control? Like what are we doing here then? If we creating
Uh,
all these religions to create mind control and separate the people to do what? So what would
Ooh.
be the end goal?
Oh, we're gonna get
For,
there. Oh,
for,
we'll get there.
I got
Hold on,
nothing to
Kenny. Hold
say.
your mule, Kenny. Hold your mule,
Nothing to
Kenny.
say.
I hear you, Kenny.
Nothing to
Of
say.
course, it's me.
Oh, that's
No,
that's
nothing to say.
hilarious. That's like little
it's
family
nothing. It's
infighting. Let's
nothing to do
not
with
do that.
you. Just you.
Oh yeah, it is.
We outside. We public. Everybody behave.
No, it's
Kenny, Kelly,
Yes.
is religion a psychological operation?
So I don't know if I would say it's a psychological operation, but what I will say, like the young lady said, I was raised Christian as well. But then I was also married to a Muslim for a very long time.
Oh,
So I being married to him, I was able to thank you, have a good night. I was able to kind of see the difference in the religions and what when we say my relationship with God has never changed, but my thought on religion has changed.
ah,
So I'm saying that to say that I don't know if it's psychological, but I do know it can be cultural. Like if this is I've been in different I sing, I won't say sung, I sing
yeah.
with different church groups and in my church. So I go to see a lot of different places and we're all Christian and we all believe in the same thing, but it's mad denominations.
Oh,
You know,
oh, we,
like people can operate the space that they're in. They can kind of control it how they want, but that doesn't take away what you believe when it comes to the word of God. And the same thing with in any other religion. You can't take away the word of God if that's what you believe. But I would have to say, like, for me, it's more spiritual. Religion has to me religion has become, I don't think it's psychological, but it has become like almost culturalized, if I could say.
okay.
Like based on the times, because from the time I've been raised up until now, it's completely different. Completely different. So maybe I feel like, and if we're going to say that it went with the times, that's
Oh,
cultural,
oh, okay. That's
right?
solid. I
I
like
mean,
it.
that's just my
Me
that's
too.
just
That's a
my
good one.
opinion about that,
Hey, and it's opinionation. You're welcome to it, Mama. I got it, Mr. Elliot Young. You are a debonair character that traverses the planet. You out here in these streets. You're fit. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? These women come to attention when you walk through.
I'm dying.
Is religion a psyop, my niggas?
You can look at it like that, yes.
Oh, what you mean? Jamila don't mess with you like that. What you
What?
mean?
Like,
Because everything's a belief is tied to your mental, what you believe. And so if it's influencing your understanding of what's important to you, a belief, whatnot, that's being instilled into you, a belief. So yeah, everything's tied to psychology, man. Everything.
Wow.
is it really?
Even the idea that I love these chocolate women, I can't get enough of these. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Hey,
uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's it's tied to your mental,
Yep.
your belief.
All is mine.
Mister.
Oh, that could be true.
We have a
Oh,
backslider in the room. We have a
The only
backslider,
reason why I'm
ladies and
saying
gentlemen.
that is because I feel like if you're gonna put it that way, when we think about religion, because like Christianity and Islam is completely two different things, which I think if you think about Christianity and they math skills, it don't add up versus any
Mm,
other religion. So I think
mm.
it's the smartness. Yeah, I'll go with that.
You see what I mean when I say when Elliot come through, the women come to attention. You see what I mean?
Oh
Oh my
In
hell
real
God.
time. In real time. You see what that man just did? Smooth.
because he said the
whatever.
same
Smooth.
thing
But it
I
made
said.
sense. So yeah, I could go with that. It could go with the mind.
But it's not mind control. I don't think it's.
We're trying to
just
get
has to do
Jamila
with
back on this side,
intelligence.
Elliot. If you can help us out, get Jamila back on this side, it'd be appreciated. We're trying to get her back.
I'm not
She's
trying
been
to.
kidnapped.
This is even with the control part. That's part of it because you have those stunts. You go to Mississippi, those stunts Christian women, man, you're going to behave a particular way because it's embedded on this is how you're supposed to behave. This is the way you're supposed to be dressed. This is the way you're supposed to operate. It's
so
serious.
if you want to get next to a lady, you're going to adhere to some Christianity in Mississippi. That's why.
And I can agree with that though. I can agree with that to a certain extent. I mean, not even to a certain extent. I can agree with that. But I mean, if you're talking about it like that, like think about Christianity. We were in the times we were garbed up because we were taught to be dressed modest. We wrapped our hair. We didn't wear our hair. We wore dresses.
Oh,
we didn't wear pants.
Oh, I remember that era.
And then you feel what I'm saying. And then it came. Now you
and
come
now
to God as you are, and you go, in jeans. Now you come to God as you are. I mean,
and
me personally, still,
yeah, that's because people change it.
But that's my point.
I saw a woman coming out of choir rehearsal the other day in a thong.
Yeah, so it's not anything constant. If you have choice, you can exercise choice.
Right. That's why I said I agree with you with that.
Mr. McCullough.
Yes, sir.
Please give us a dissertation on whether religion is a psyop or not.
Okay, so we have the Crusades where they were going about killing people to get them to convert to Christianity and Islam. The people who was into nature, the Native Indians, so-called black people who wasn't into none of that, they killed them to get them to convert. I mean, they unalived them. Unalive.
We're not on TikTok. I think you can use regular language.
All right. So I don't know. For centuries they killed people to get them to convert to Christianity. Centuries.
Isn't that
so you saying that's mind control?
That's mind control.
They killed people to get them to convert.
So in other words, the drug dealers used to call it. The drug dealers used to call it "get down and lay down." In other words, the Crusades was about getting down and laying down.
Yeah, that's mind control.
Is it mind control or is it fear?
That's mind control.
Fear is a tool of mind control.
It's the same.
So
hundreds of years they were doing this. Hundreds of years they were slaughtering people to get them to convert. Hundreds of years. Okay. Then at one point they had 1724 black Christian codes where they were trying to get so-called black. They paid preachers money to get the so-called black people.
What you talking about, Willis?
Black Christian codes of 1724. You can look that up. They paid them. So it is mind control. We know it already.
It's okay.
Regardless, I didn't know this when I was, because Jamila, you may not know, but I was raised Muslim. If you don't know,
I think you said that many times.
Okay.
And Val just told me
it. He keeps telling us. You make a point to know, to let everybody know that. I'm curious to why.
My father was in the Nation of Islam. He was a captain of the FOI, the Fruit of Islam. My mother and father was in the Fruit of Islam in Pasadena. He was a captain of the Fruit of Islam in Pasadena. You know,
I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is, why do you make it a point that everybody needs to know that you used to be or was Muslim?
Why wasn't your parents?
My whole point is I didn't know the information. I didn't know the information. I was also on the psyops of understanding certain things. You know,
hey,
that's all.
Hassan,
Yes, sir.
So you saying your parents wasn't LOIs?
Wow.
FOIs.
No, they wasn't Lyrans of Islam.
See this? You see this?
So by their birth, by their blood, everybody's a Lyran who has O-type blood. They're either Anunnaki gods or Lyrans based on your blood type.
But let me ask you this: everything about life is mind control. Living in America, driving your car, you're under mental control.
Well, yeah, that is true, unless you go back into your sovereign capacity.
So when do you have free will then? If everything is mind control,
here we go.
Do you have free will?
Well,
Jamila?
When you have self-autonomy, when you have complete autonomy.
Do you have that? Only way you have that is to get out the system.
Yeah,
complete autonomy. No system.
You have a driver's license, right?
No.
You pay rent. You pay bills.
I'm just like you. I used all them codes.
Okay.
I'm free and clear now.
Trolling. She's a master troll. She's a master at it. You better leave her alone.
If
Kenny
you and
Wickens.
When you get to the bus stop on time, that's mind control. You got to be at the bus stop at a particular time to catch the bus.
Now, is that mind control? Or is that just structure? Some things are structure.
Yeah, some
but that's still part of a control mentally,
it's
right?
It's a structure that you didn't create. You're controlled by it, Kenny.
Here's the thing. If you didn't have a structure, I mean, just take a bus. I can't have people showing up.
But is mind control terrible?
At any minute, thinking the bus supposed to be there for them. So I got to structure some things. And that's just part of society. You just in order to live, you will have structure. So that's not, I mean, you can call it mind control, but
our moms had mind control over us. Before we get home, that house better be clean or there's consequences.
Your mom had structure. It's you can say it's a form of mind control, but it's not to a point where they're trying to manipulate you in a.
But that's my point. That's what I was saying. But that's what I was saying. So what about, all right, so let's take away this negative, we're making you whatever. What about the positive part of
of mind control?
Without the fear. Like, so if it's not no fear, like if I go have sex with somebody right now, ain't no mind control. I just want to have sex with that man.
Oh, hold up now.
That's
Wait a minute.
Mind control.
Wait a minute, Kelly. Don't be giving
it away. That's why I'm
saying. But do you get what I'm trying to say? That's not mind control. He look good.
That's
but that's
controlling
not
the mind. That's still tied to the mind.
Because I think he's attractive.
Mm-hmm.
No.
What control? Where's the controlling?
Hormones. You release hormones. It's a certain hormone.
Then you trying to make us robotic then.
The control is in that bedroom, Kelly. What you mean? What you talking about? I'm gonna tell you what. You lay down in this bed, there's gonna be some control going on. What you mean, Janet Jackson?
No, I don't know about none of that you talking about.
But that's the problem.
So
you don't know yet, John B.
When you talk religion,
I'm probably the one that talks like that. So.
Oh well, we could have a.
When you talk in religion and psyops, talking about controlling people's mind, there definitely has been preachers and religious leaders who run cults and to use it for their advantage, whether it be for money, whether it be in some cases for sex, for taking people's wealth. So there's definitely been that through religion. So there's definitely been psyops through religion. But then at the same time, it religion is one thing. Spirituality is something a little bit separate. You know, religion is kind of what we've made up as opposed to being spiritual and living the purpose that God has given you. So I think the two are different.
Yeah, but the question is always, mind control could be, am I pulling you down so I can get ahead? Or are we both? If I'm the parent, I have to have some form of control. So you know it's mind control over your children, but at the end of the day, we're getting ahead. It's not I'm pulling you down to advance my cause. So you just have to look at it.
I never looked at it like that with raising my daughter or whatever. I don't look at it as pulling her down. I mean,
no.
Event, I want her to do better than me.
You got to look at the difference. It's mind control to someone else's detriment so you could get ahead. That's bad mind control in comparison to good mind control.
Well, I would use the word. I mean, you can use your word mind control. I would use the word structure myself.
Whose structure? Is it your daughter's structure or your structure?
Well, again,
He gonna stop
you have
playing
to have a
around,
certain
Elliot. See, he be playing
structure.
around, bro.
You have to have a certain structure to just for to
The
run
the
even just
fear you
your
put
household,
into it. Yeah, the fear
just to
you,
run
the
your household.
the
You can't have
consequences.
your kids just deciding, you know what, it's 10, 11 o'clock. I'm just gonna go outside and hang out, things like that. Even though I got school or whatever in the morning, so you have to have a certain structure. That I don't necessarily look at that as mind control. I look at that as having structure
But
and
who says
and
mind control is bad? Who says it's bad?
well, I think when you say mind control, that brings a negative impact. That's why I said I would rather use the word structure.
Got
It's
it. Got it.
ambiguous. Yeah.
Hey, Val, I see you. Who is that? Your new house? Like I see you. I see you. I'm watching you the
I'm
whole
actually
time.
visiting my mom. So, yeah,
Nice
she has a
one.
beautiful home. Amen. Praise
Yes,
God.
yes, she does.
Yeah, she
And you back
does.
here in Southern California, right?
I am. But
Okay.
I'm visiting my mom.
Strawberry
So, I just got here. I was driving.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, listen. Let me ask you this: who created religion, Val?
Ooh.
Why you ask me that first?
Oh Lord.
Oh.
Why you want to put me on the spot? What?
You should know this, Val. You're all
Huh?
seeing all. You're
Yes,
the
you
great Val.
use your
Really?
best
Forensic
Hassan, who
estimation.
girl.
created? Well, I'll ask Hassan. Who created religion,
Uh
Hassan?
oh. Uh oh. Pass
Ooh.
off.
Okay. So the Anunnaki
Wow.
Enlil is the one who created the religion.
Wow.
You know.
All of them?
Yes, all of them created by the same entity in a sense.
Wow.
Christianity and Judaism and Islam all the same thing. They're all the
Now,
same, made
okay.
by the same people. You
Now,
know,
where'd you find that out, Hassan?
Made by the
uh,
same people.
same entities. The Anunnakis are the
Oh,
ones who made the religions based on controlling the people.
Entities. Ain't that like an alien word?
They are aliens. Aliens. You would
Who?
consider the alien yourself as well.
No, I'm considered Jamila.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay, you are Jamila, 100%. But the aliens are the so-called black people are the aliens, extraterrestrial, extraterra. You
is
know,
that so?
yeah. This is the terror is the land.
But I've
Terror,
never been
terror.
off the land, so how am I extraterrestrial if I'm
Because when you go out the land, you're extraterrestrial. Extra. That's basically this. It's just the etymology of the word. Everybody's basically the aliens. The people that walk this earth are the aliens, and there's other aliens that walk among us. You know that, but whatever.
So
But go back to the what? Go back to whatever
why
was. Don't
would
get
they create
the
religion?
religions because they were afraid of the female. That's the reason why they
uh-oh.
create the religion because the
What?
female, the women are
Listen
the
to
ones who
Jamila.
are actually the ones that were the creators. The Anunnaki couldn't do what the female women, women on this earth could do. They were the portals. They're the true gods. They were able to make themselves apotogenesis. They were able to have the corporeal
Uh-oh.
cells to create their own cells. They were the gods. So
Hold on,
everything's
Hassan.
really against the female.
Elliot, if you don't know,
Oh God, you want to tell me?
parthenogenesis, we've been schooled by Hassan. It's when a woman can have a baby by herself without a man.
No, so not just a woman, the so-called black woman, because she has
Okay. Parthenogenesis is when the so-called black woman, per Hassan, can have a baby
not
by
just per
herself.
me, not just per me. Bidel talked about this. The guy who's
Beat Al Sassoon?
Vidal
oh
Sassoon?
goddamn, not Bidel Sassoon. This guy named Bidel. One, he's a scientist. That
Okay.
guy, also the guy who the herbalist guy talks about it too all the time. What's it? The one guy I forgot his name.
I hear a lot of
Um,
dudes talking about this. I don't hear many
Uh,
women
that's
saying,
hilarious.
"Oh, except for the one
Dr.
in New
Dilbert Blair
York.
talks about it.
The one in New
Bobby
York
Hemmett
that
talks about
had
it.
babies when her boyfriend went away."
Knock it off. Okay.
I
All right.
mean,
Let's get back on track. We'll come back.
The religion was made by the Anunnaki gods to take the people out of their sovereign capacity, in a sense, to take them away from them being gods.
So the Anunnaki are bad.
The Anunnaki didn't want that. When they made people, they were more powerful than the people. The gods were more powerful than the Anunnakis, and they know that.
What?
Yes, the people that they made was more
who's
powerful
on first, Jamila?
based on them having a
second?
spirit, having souls.
I don't know who's on third.
Because the Anunnaki don't have souls. They don't have souls. They don't feel. We have the power to feel and create based on creation, emotions of what you emote.
See,
you have
this
power.
right here is why religion was created.
Why was we created? What was the purpose?
This right here is why religion was created, because Hassan, all this stuff Hassan's talking, it was like, you know what? Let's unify this BS. We need one.
Hold on. Yeah, because like what?
Jamila has a serious question. Why we were created to be so we can have a soul experience in the physical form. We're spirits first. The circle and the square is talking about the Mason circle and the square.
I'll smoke it back.
The circle is the physical and the spiritual. It's the physical, like the square. The Kaaba is a square, which is part of the physical everything. And then you got the circle.
We was created to what? The physical
body, to have a physical body on this plane. Have a physical experience on this plane.
Here's where I kind of got to depart with that. So someone without a soul created
There's a lot of people don't have
a soul.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
And then became
to dance on
someone without a soul created someone with a soul who was more powerful than them.
Yes.
Wow.
They are more powerful. With the humans, the gods are more powerful than the Anunnaki gods. Based on what the power they're able to do.
We're going to leave the Anunnaki in Samaria for 1 second. We'll be back to Samaria 1 second. Kelly, who created religion?
I have no idea, honey.
Oh.
When it comes to if you're talking about the religion we're speaking about with all these different, I don't know. I just believe in God. That's what I said. Like it just became more spiritual to me than a religion.
That word spiritual keeps popping up.
I have a relation because it's real. I have a relationship with God. Like I pray to God. You know, when I need help, I pray to God. So my relationship is with him. Now, when I go to church and stuff, of course, like I'm fellowshipping and things like that, but I just don't get caught up into the whole religion thing anymore because I just have a different outlook on it. So when we talk about religion, I don't know, but I do believe in God and I know that there is a God and I love him very much, but I don't know when it comes to religion. I don't know.
So God is a him kind of thing?
What? So what are we saying? God is so I do. So what are we saying? Like is this the thing? Like it's not a he or a she. It's just a spirit.
It's not a he or she. It's just that's what we familiar with saying, the word he. We just use the word he for.
Wouldn't that be under
I wasn't raised
for something that doesn't have
to bring some type of understanding? Because what else
wouldn't that be a part of the psyops? Like
this
whole thing?
Full circle.
Yeah, so with the soul and the soulless people.
Soul to soul.
So do you have a soul or not?
Yes, I have a soul.
Do you know if everybody has a soul?
I don't know that. That's what God knows. I don't know anything.
I think she didn't think you got a soul, son. How's about that?
I believe everybody has a soul.
Well, everybody doesn't have a soul, Val.
So who doesn't have a soul?
There's a lot of people. The animal-like people don't have souls. The people that you consider some of these so-called white people don't have souls. If they have any type of melanin in their body, they have souls. If they have any type of black DNA,
sorry for the white people.
So white people
some, not all. Some, not all.
But what is it about them that some of them don't have a soul, but all black people have a soul?
No, not all. Not all black people have souls either. Not all. Okay, not all, because some of the black people are actually disagreeable people as well. Not all.
Wait,
you have to have the Anunnaki blood to have a soul.
So it's a matter of being disagreeable.
That's what the whole thing is about. The fallen angels.
That means all the black women don't got no soul.
I didn't say all that. I didn't say all that.
I'm gonna go with James Brown on this one.
Uh-oh.
Because I know you got soul, or else you wouldn't be in here.
Wow.
So okay, that's the thing. If you can dance, that means you have somewhat of a soul.
So if you
can
got
dance.
rhythm,
no,
wait. So if you got
hold
rhythm,
on,
you
hold
got a
on.
soul.
Let's go.
It's a lot of white people with rhythm, okay?
And so I said some white people have
So
souls.
Justin Timberlake has a soul.
I said there's some white people who have souls. When you look at
See,
certain
I don't know.
hold on, I'm gonna go back. They put it in movies. Every time you go to certain movies, you see all the people, black people dancing. When they go to the Soul Train line, or they got the train, they go into heaven. It's always black people or so-called black people dancing and stuff, because they're showing you right there that the black people have the souls.
Now,
there's movies that show this all the time.
But dancing is part of art, and art is subjective. Because I watch a cat doing river dance, and it's comical to me. I mean, I just dig it for whatever reason.
You can't do it, Kenny. Let me see you do a river dance.
Hey, listen, and don't make me put on my tight Michael Flatley.
We don't want to make
my
you do
tight
that.
Michael Flatley sparkle glitter pants.
We don't want to see
come
that.
out and do my all leg no arm dance.
Yeah, we don't want to see it. It's okay.
I don't understand.
We'll take your word for it.
I don't know if I can go with whether or not you can dance puts your soul.
Let me go up to Elliot real quick. Elliot, who created religion, man?
Well, I would think it's man-made to a degree, because you got so many different types of religions. So somebody had to create a spinoff. It's like you have one car, the T Model Ford, and then you have spinoffs, and you look up and there's many manufacturers of cars.
So religion is a sitcom.
Well, I wouldn't say sitcom, but I would say that, because you look at it, all right, if I'm a powerful man, right? I had this discussion when I was a young person with my mother, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, so you're telling me, Mom, that if this man is powerful, he has to abide by these rules? And so I looked at it like, well, how about he doesn't want to abide by these rules? He could just write his own rules.
Ooh.
And so by writing your own rules, you create your own religion that satisfies your desires. You know what I'm saying? So it's like over the course of tens of thousands of years or whatnot, powerful men wrote it according to how they wanted to live life.
And how they wanted to rule the world, maybe, yeah?
Yeah. And that yeah. So
Jamila, I see you with that scowl. I see it. Mama, tell me who created religion. I'm just asking questions, but don't kill the messenger.
God created religion. That's who created religion. And religion is God's way of saying, this is how I want you to show me you love me. That's what it is.
Okay. Look at Hassan. Hassan, what's that face? We can't hear you, brother. You gotta open your mic, brother. We can't hear that. We can just see the face. Again, you have to open your mic.
I said, listen, I'm not in that. Whatever you're talking about, I was looking at something. But the God of the Bible was a terrible God that used to kill people because they didn't follow him. And he talked about he's jealous. That don't sound right.
Well, I don't know anything about. I'm not talking about the Bible. My Bible don't say that.
I understand that she's not Christian, but still, there's things that these so-called God that was doing that's not right. God being jealous is like a human thing.
What did Allah ever do to you?
My book don't say that.
Hold on. When you say Allah, you talking about the female first one, or you talking about the male one? Because first of all, Allah was a woman from the very beginning. It was called
You ain't gonna
Allah.
have no jihad coming to my door, bro. Calm down.
Listen, I'm just trying to tell you. Are you talking about the female one or the male one? Because from the beginning, it was
a female. Do you know about a female?
The only one. Is only one.
So I'm gonna say it again. From the very beginning, it was called Allah.
I don't care what you say. I'm telling you. Asked me. The question was directed to me.
Yes, it
was. And to me, there's only one God. It's not a male. It's not a female. I don't know what it is. Okay. So when you talking to me, it's one. You don't need to be like, I don't need a multiple choice. It's just one. That's it.
Okay.
I like it. See, that's why I don't mess with her like that. I love her, and I don't mess around with her.
But that doesn't mean that she's correct just because she's saying all that stuff.
I never say that I'm right. I just always state my own opinion. That's it.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
I don't need to be right for nobody on here.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
Not even your best friend Kelly. Kelly?
No, if that's my best, if she's Christian and not Muslim.
Ain't that? Look at that. Look at God.
She has her belief and I have mine.
I like it. Well, Kelly, then who created?
Well, hold on. I got a question.
Uh-oh.
So when they combine the religions together in the minute, because they're gonna do that, what are we gonna do about that? When they combine the
Pope says, never combine them.
First of all, let me tell you something.
But combine the religions.
But listen,
they're not gonna never.
But let me tell you.
Them.
Okay.
Let me tell you what. But let me tell you what. Let me tell you something that I did learn. When I was married to my husband, him and I went to. He had to speak for like some type of Islamic like conference thing that they had where they had people speaking, and we went and someone came up there and he began to speak and he told us that he was Muslim. So
I heard you.
Right. So I always thought that was like a playful thing, like that was just something that people made up being joke, because people used to call me a Christian because I was married to a Muslim, but I was still a Christian. So people will always, I thought it was a joke, but no, if you look it up, there is somebody really made something. That's why I say, and they call it a religion. Someone created something because they believe. We all know that Muslims do not have the same belief about Jesus as Christians do. So that's really where the separation is. So, but these people believe that Jesus is the Son of God, just like we do. But the way they live their life is according to Islam.
So it's
and it sounds. I mean, I don't agree with the combining of religions or anything. Not that I agree or disagree, but I'm not saying that that's not real, but I went to something and that man spoke about it. And I was blown
have
away.
Some Christians out here that when they die, they want to be buried Islamically. Like that's that happens. And it's like, what? That happens.
That's right. We buried a woman at my church Islamically. She didn't want a coffin. She wanted to be wrapped up in a box and in the ground with the dirt, with her loved ones putting dirt on top of her. She didn't want to be buried in a coffin, and they had to grant her wishes.
I don't know if they all
is that Islamically, or is that the way we've come to bury people, putting them in coffins and?
Well, right. Well, this is I'm only 40, so I don't know.
I mean, I personally want to be put in a boat and the dude with the bow and arrow
hit you with the fire, huh?
Yeah. I want to go out like you only, technically you only can do that in Utah legally.
Really?
Wait, what?
Yes.
What now?
I've looked that up. When they put you in the boat, send you down the river, and then you have a cat with that shoot the arrow and put the boat to flame.
He want to be on a stake
so
like a pig.
you already gonna be dead, and then they gonna blow
burn
you up.
He want us to turn him like he on
but his body not. His body's not
gonna
feel none of that.
How do you know?
Exactly. Well, he don't, because he don't.
How do you know? How does anybody know that being burnt it doesn't hurt?
After you dead, you feel it?
You're dead.
You don't know. You don't know what you feel. Like nobody experienced that. So how do y'all know that?
Point being, in case of my early
the
demise,
physical body is dead. There's no way for you to feel
Utah. Y'all gonna have to travel to Utah.
What she's saying is we've never been dead. So just like we standing cloud mind about everything else, we ain't never been dead. So how do we know?
I agree with that, Kelly. I agree with that because it's my study that we don't ever die.
You don't know.
It's my study that we never die. We just transform.
So if you never die and you burn the body that you have been in for all these years, how do you know you don't feel it?
Well, because I think that we transform into something else. Just like
but if but if your soul is still alive and your soul was connected or in your body, again, if you're dead because you died or whatever, you stop breathing.
I'll put it to you this way, Kelly. I'll put it to you this way. A lot of folks die on my pillow every few nights a week.
I cannot.
And I don't feel a thing.
You just don't know who he's talking to.
I don't feel a thing.
Superstar.
I don't get what you're saying.
Stay right on over there where you at. Don't you bring your butt over.
You don't have to
killing people. You
killing people. I don't feel nothing.
Yes.
You
look at Ellie.
Blasting off on your
Ellie's
pillow?
like, I can't believe I'm here.
Where you got to put your head?
No, I'm just saying I could just from a Well, would it be subjective if you're like, all right, I'm gonna burn somebody, and now you hear and then it stops.
That's crazy.
So
That's crazy.
So while they're screaming, they're feeling the
So
pain,
we
right?
can hear them children on the
You
napkin.
you talking about Elliot? You talking about dead people, or you mean in
No,
general?
if you're being burned to death, you're gonna scream
Right.
because you're feeling it, but then at some point you stop because you're dead now. And
You're
so
dead now.
we could say across the board that's universal truth. That's you're not gonna never not unless you can't speak, unless you're mute. You're going to react and scream, and you're going to hear a person in pain. But the moment they're dead, there's no more pain. So we could say, yeah, the body is, when you're gone, you're gone. We can't say
So
that.
we can go ahead and put the apple in Kenny's
Or
mouth
you
and partake.
can't say that.
Yes,
You
we
talking about a
can't.
stick,
we
dog.
we
No.
we can
It's a
100%
bow,
say that.
and
You
a dude with an
cannot say
arrow.
that.
We
It's
can
nothing to do with
100% say.
say that.
I
and
can 100% say that
barbecuing.
across the
You know what
board,
it is,
You
forever
Dom?
can't
and
say
ever.
that. You can't say that.
You
No
I
way you
think
can say
because
that.
you in California and you can't barbecue out in the open, you
First of
missing it.
all,
And
once you're
first of all, where
dead,
you get
you
that
have no
information from?
pain.
Who told you that?
You see somebody get shot and they scream, but once they dead, they ain't screaming no more. This is the truth.
Okay, man. We moving
Even
forward.
if they
Right.
scream for 30 seconds, they felt it. What do you mean?
And then they
And why
didn't
would you
anymore.
want your
And then
last
they
30
didn't.
seconds to be any type of pain?
But that's what we're saying. You're
That's what
feeling
we're
the pain
saying.
and you're going to react to it. You're going to make a noise if
Okay.
you're in
Or
pain.
maybe you
Valerie.
can't make a noise.
Until you're dead.
Valerie,
Correct.
look
I
like
mean,
you eating a nice
I don't
little.
know.
Look like you eating some nice cantaloupe or something over there. Look like you eating some porridge. Look like you eating.
But that's what
No, I'm
I'm
eating
saying.
that ain't
Because we
yogurt,
banana
don't
pudding,
know
Val,
what
is it?
yogurt
happened.
and
Just because
granola.
we only hear don't
That ain't
mean
banana
death
pudding and
still
Pinot
doesn't exist
Grigio,
once
Val,
we
is
no
it?
longer can hear it.
No, yogurt and granola.
Okay, cool. Hey,
That's
listen, Val.
good.
Let me ask you this: is religion expensive? Close the doors. Close the doors.
Hmm.
Is it
Um,
expensive? It take money to be up here. Close the doors.
I think only if you make it. I mean, they want you to give, and you're only supposed to give 10%. Now, if
10%
you
of what? What you
overdo
my
it,
manager? What we doing? What?
I'm just saying, you give 10% of your
10% of what?
income
My
or
money?
whatever you made. If
I
you
know you playing
overdo it,
games.
then it can be a problem.
Who gets 10% of my money?
You can still go to church for free, though. You don't have to pay.
Oh, because all the time I went for free. I'm like, this is my money. What you mean?
Okay.
Well,
Well, then my answer is no.
I don't mind giving an offering anywhere I
Well,
go.
then you
Me
know what,
neither.
Kelly?
Me neither.
When I go to
My
church,
address,
I give an offering. When I go and when I
my
win the
Cash
mass
App,
shit, I
Kelly,
give an
is
offering. Like, I mean, they
$Dominique
still gotta
Superstar
pay.
Kelly.
I'm just saying, if we're gonna be clear, like they still gotta pay the electric bill. Like it's still things that need to be done inside the church, inside the man, wherever
Exactly.
you
And the
worship.
preachers
There are
are
still
like,
things to be done.
they have to
Kelly,
get paid for their work. That's a job for them as
Kelly,
well.
I have some prayer water over here. I'm about to pour
That's
it from the
true.
tap. I'm putting in a little jar, $100. Just cash at me. I will send you this prayer water that I got out of the Los Angeles tap.
Well, see, but I mean, and again, that depends on. Like I said, when I'm talking, what I'm trying to say is when I go to church, I do give an offering because I understand the reality of the situation. We are in a building that has bills. We are getting a message from a man who studies all week to prepare a message to try to preach to the people. You know
Well,
what the beliefs are.
What about when the messenger says close the doors to the ushers and
Well,
says he
I've
needs
never had that.
$40,000?
I've never had that happen before, so I can't speak
What
on
you
that.
mean?
If that was me, no, I'm not giving. No, I'm not doing that. But like I said, I do give offering, but I give offering because
You ain't going nowhere. The doors is closed.
He did say close the door.
The doors are closed.
But I don't care about no door. What that got to do with me?
I don't think people should live
So you think
off that
everybody
money
in that church? No, but
I don't
feel
think like the pastor should live better than the church.
Oh.
No.
So the pastor can't have a Rolls Royce while everybody else catching the bus?
I don't think so. I don't think that's fair.
You do know they don't pay tax. You do know they don't pay taxes, right?
Unless he has his own money.
Well, you old with that one, Hassan.
But to be honest, but my
bad.
church, but listen, my church owns properties.
I bet
So
they do.
when we and
Of
our
course.
church has a house,
I
a
bet
house.
they
It's
do.
been in that's been in our time. So when we get a pastor, the pastor moves to that house, and that's
Kelly,
just
what would you
property
say?
that was owned.
What would you say if the elders told you next week, Dominique Superstar is going to be our new pastor? He's going to move into the house. Would you still come to the congregation? I'm your new pastor.
No, for what?
What you
What are you
mean?
going to teach me?
What you
But
mean?
I'm just saying,
I
like
can't be your pastor.
y'all are,
But
but I mean, y'all are speaking, y'all are being that way. But I'm being serious.
hey,
Like
Dom,
everything,
you
I
looking
don't.
at it in the negative though.
All
What
right, and
about
now come on.
when your parishioners are saying, "Hey, listen, I lost my job. I can't pay this bill. I can't feed my
Let me
family,"
pray for you,
and
sister.
they
Let me
hold
pray
on,
for you,
and they
brother.
No, you
and they
go.
help them
No,
out,
you go to the church,
and
and
they
they will
help them
get.
out,
They will help you out.
and
That's what the
so
point of a benevolent
that
offering is.
offering, like she said, see, everything isn't a negative. See, it's a
It's not.
balance.
It's cultural. It just
Kenny,
became
In some
cultural. That's
churches,
it.
Kenny, and Kelly. I grew up in the church. Y'all ain't talking to nobody that don't know what they're talking about. I played the drums in the church. You know what
but
happened to me one
Okay,
but
and
that
Sunday?
I've
doesn't
sung in there my
necessarily
whole
You know
mean.
what
life.
happened to me one Sunday? I was 12 years old playing the drums for the church. These mofos didn't want to pay me my $50. You know what happened? They saw a little Malcolm X like, yo, you gonna give me my money right now.
All right, that was
You
that
can
church.
hold the
The
boca
thing
shot all
is,
you want. Give me my money
everybody,
right now.
Well,
12 years old,
every
1982.
church can't be put under the same umbrella. Every preacher is
You see
not
that,
the
Elliot?
same.
Elliot know what I'm talking about.
Not
Elliot is a
every one of them
Machiavel.
is
Elliot know that.
saying,
Elliot like, yup, get your
"I
money,
need more
Dom.
money. Shut the doors." Like Kelly was saying. In some instances, there you first of all you if it's a building, you do have bills. You do have um
Listen,
things that
hold up,
go
man.
along with
Before you get into that
upkeeping that
sermon,
church.
Kenny, because you about to give a sermon. Can I go to the nearest church right now and ask for some assistance, some financial assistance?
Are you a member of that church? Have you given money in
Oh,
case
so I
someone
gotta
else need
give money
assistance?
to get some.
see,
It's like
but my
it's like a
church,
bank.
but this is what I'm saying. Every is different for everybody. Because my church, no, you don't have to be a member to come ask for help. Now, will they probably try to tell you to come to church? But no, that's what we believe the benevolent offering is for, to help our less fortunate people. Which
See,
is the
Kenny?
reason that we go and volunteer and we make food and we do different things through the community, because that's what we do believe in,
Well, I
taking
like
care of
it.
our community.
I like that, Kelly. I actually do. All jokes aside, I like that. I mean, if that's what y'all do, that's actually what it's about. I
It
like that.
is.
Yeah, I mean,
But
every church ain't the
And that's
same.
why I
culturally, it has
say,
been messed up, because now look at it. It's a preacher who went viral for telling the church to close the door
Marvin
so he can
Sapp.
raise $40,000.
Let's say his name. Say
Yeah.
his name and shame the devil. Marvin Sapp. What's up, Marvin?
But that's I mean, come on, that's wild. So I
Marvin
can see
getting his
how people
coin.
have jokes and think it's funny because. So
Hassan.
of course everybody probably looking at the church different off that.
Hassan, what makes one religion better than another?
Mm.
Mm.
I I don't
Don't
think
choke
that
now, brother.
I don't
Get
I
some
don't
water.
wait, hold on. Okay. I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
answer this based on the fact no, I don't think one is better than the other. That's all I can say. I don't know if one is better than the other.
Elliot, is one religion better than another? Wait a minute. I'm Elliot. I'm Pentecostal. I'm Pentecostal. I don't know what them Baptists is over there doing. I don't know what them Muslims is over there doing. I'm Pentecostal. I'm sanctified, Elliot.
Well,
I
how do
speak in tongues. Hold
you
it a
got to
mocha.
identify what's better. I mean, once you got to identify what do you mean by better, then you
I'm
can make
closer to God, Elliot. I know
well
God, you don't.
that there's no way for you to say
But
which one's going to allow you to be closer to God.
Oh, you don't know what
Now,
you're talking about, brother. You don't know what you're talking about.
now, I will say, in time, you can look at the environment and you can look at the parishioners and see if there's a lot of hypocrisy
Oh,
or if there is any hypocrisy. Only time will
oh.
tell. So only time will tell. And how do you judge it? It's just what's consistent to use judgment metrics or
I
whatever.
know. Well, you just said the word. I know a true judge. Her name is Jamila Richardson, and here we go. Jamila, is one religion better than the other?
Of course it is.
I knew it. What you mean?
Yeah, of course it
Jamila's
is.
standing on business. What religion is better than the other ones, Jamila?
Mine's
See?
Islam is the best.
What you mean, Elliot? Huh?
I have no dog in that fight.
I hear you. I'm just saying, I already knew Jamila's standing on business.
Yeah, we just are. We
You see
just
that? You see that,
absolutely
Hassan?
are.
Your
It
little
just
Anunnaki religion don't got nothing on Islam.
yeah.
Do you want me to tell Jamila that Islam is the youngest religion? Religion was
Oh,
made 6,000 years ago, and
don't
Islam
do
is the
that.
It
youngest
don't
one of all
matter.
them
The
all.
baby, everybody loves the baby
This
anyway.
this
The
is
baby
true.
gets all the attention. The baby is the
That's
fascinating one.
funny. She
But
got
Everybody
jokes.
wants the
it was
baby.
all made by
So
the
I
same
don't give a darn
entity.
how young it is. It is the
She got
best one
jokes.
out there. It's the best one on the
They
planet.
all are Abrahamic faith. This doesn't matter. They all come from the same source of Abrahamic faith. Aren't they the
Okay, well,
same?
Val, let me ask you this, Val. What
No,
do you
they're not the same.
Okay.
y'all done? Y'all want to get a room?
No,
I'm
no.
trying to
Yeah,
wait for Hassan to say more, but okay.
no, I'm cool.
Now, which is the more
After
peaceful religion? What's the most peaceful religion you know about?
that. Ooh. Um, interesting. Mm,
Wow, if I
it's
got to
funny
think that
because I
long.
want to say Christianity, but I
How
don't have
dare
any
you?
found.
How dare
I don't
you?
have any
How
Now
basis.
dare you?
everybody
In the name
laughing.
of cross
Right.
burning,
I
how
don't
dare
have
you?
any basis and foundation for that. And I know Muslims probably think they're more peaceful than Christians.
In the name of
Um,
jihad, how dare you?
but you once again, you're asking me another question I can't answer.
Well, no, listen, your answers, whether answer or not, is an actual answer.
Okay. Well, I gave it.
Listen, you good with me. You good with me, Val. Kenny, what's the most peaceful religion, brother?
Hmm.
It's gonna
The
die.
person that has peace in their heart is no. You
Uh,
can't. You can't. Religion
that ain't
isn't
the question,
apples to
homie.
apples. It isn't apples to oranges. You can't sit up there and say this religion is more peaceful. That religion is more peaceful. It's about what you have in your heart, the spirituality you have in your heart. You
We
can't.
ain't asked you about spirituality. We asked you about religion. Which one's more
Well,
peaceful? Stop
I
trying to
already
change the
told you,
goalpost.
religion is man-made. So,
Oh
so you
no,
can't sit up there and say what's. I don't know everyone, so you can't sit up there and
Kenny, how
say
can it be
who's more
man-made if it came from God? What are you talking about, bro? You talking crazy up in here.
spirit. Religion and the structure of religion
Oh,
is created by man.
oh my word! You hurt a lot of people's
Spirituality is
feelings
given to
today.
you by God. It's the
Oh,
difference.
I don't know who hurt you, Kenny. I don't know. I
Well,
don't
I
know. I
mean,
don't.
again, it's all in your belief. It ain't a matter of anybody hurting me. It's belief. So you can't sit up there and this again, like I said in the beginning, religion divides. So one of the ways of division is who's more peaceful. So this person will jump up and say I am, and that person will say I am. A Buddhist might say they are. So you really can't. It comes down to peaceful individuals.
Okay, Kenny, hold on one sec. Kelly, can you give me a box of macaroni and cheese? I need something to go with my salmon tonight. Can you?
She
It's right
cares.
behind you.
I
It's
ain't
right.
over there, honey. I'm
Oh, okay,
sorry.
cool.
That's not macaroni and cheese,
Oh,
love.
okay.
I'm
That's
sorry.
dark and lovely up behind her.
Not
Yes,
dark
I'm in
and
the hair
lovely.
aisle. Yeah.
That's she in the hair aisle.
So how's about just for me? Hey yo, Kelly, what's the
You're
more
crazy.
peaceful religion?
Again, y'all speaking on religion. I told you how I feel about religion. My peace really comes from God. Now, don't get me wrong, to go to church and sing, it does make me feel good and it does have its peacefulness to it, but I find peace when I meditate. I find peace when I pray. And who am I doing that to? To God. So for me, it's not so much of the religion, it's my relationship with God. And typically I'm a peaceful person for real, for real. So But I can't say Christianity is peaceful because I've been some places where it was not a peaceful experience for me. You know, I've been in some Islamic situations where it wasn't a peaceful situation, but I'm peaceful. So I can't say the religion. I'm going to just say it depends on your relationship with God about the
I
peace.
like
I'm
it.
sorry, honey. I'm
I
sorry.
like it. You do,
It's
listen. I like the
religion.
doubling down. I like the standing on the rock.
Religion is the religion. People is the people. The people have
But the
make it
people
that
are
the
the ones who
original
have
the
changed it,
religion
though.
is what it is. That don't change.
But that
Your
comes with your,
experience
but
with
Miller,
the
that comes with your,
people, your
but that comes
experience
with
with that person made it
that's
unpeaceful,
and
not the
that's real,
religion
but
itself.
that is real. But if you think about it, like the religion is the people, though, because again,
No.
you're only. So let me ask you a question. So when I say I feel peaceful because I pray to God. I don't pray to nobody in my church. I don't pray to nobody I'm cool with or nothing. Like I pray to God. So now, but now in the religion of these people who I'm teaching and learning with, they might not have that same peaceful spiritual thing I had from God. Don't take nothing away from them, but that's that person. That person isn't spiritual, but they're in the religion. They're a leader in the religion. Like I just feel like
Which
that's why I
means
don't.
again,
That's
it's
why.
that person, it's not the religion.
So what is the religion?
Woo.
The religion is what God, this is what I want. So if God say
Right,
walk
but
on
if
this,
we're not
listen,
following
if
it,
God say this is what I need you to walk on this
oh
orange
here it is.
path.
I'm looking for
And
it.
you walking on the orange path, and on your way of walking, you grabbing yellow, you grabbing red. That's you. That orange path never changed. So if
Like
you
like
stayed
the
the
yellow
course,
brick
that which is
road,
their religion.
like the yellow
Now
brick
that's
road,
but
like Oz.
and that's real,
That's
but
all I'm
we
just simply
but
saying.
and I understand that, but we also operate here though with the people. Like if it was up to us and we could have it that way, then we wouldn't sin or do anything like that. But the religion is it's the people, it's the culture. That is where my experience has come with religion. That's why I say I kind of take myself out of it when it comes to that. I just have my relationship with God. I really do. Like I
Okay.
But
because
you have valid points because it's the people in time. The religion can mirror the people through evolution. So there's a lot of that validity to what you're saying. You know, it's tied to the people.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
because this is who we are down here.
Jamila says no.
I just don't agree.
And
Because
that's
Okay.
cool. I
the
mean,
book
you
is
know,
the book. The book
that's
is the
real.
book.
That
That
is
don't
real.
change. People's understanding of it might vary, but the
But then
book
you're
is
right.
the book.
But you got King James versions. You got many versions
Yep.
because the people change. They
I have a
evolve.
hijab on. I don't have that. I have one book
A
and it never changed.
hijab.
And it is the Quran. It's been the same book forever.
I like it. Kendo, Black Tsunami.
Go ahead.
Can you be racist and religious at the same time? What
No.
power?
Without a doubt.
Religious
Without
power.
again, when you talking religion, people unfortunately,
Did you say without a doubt you can be racist and religious at the same time?
Yes.
Absolutely.
as the
Gee.
people who had crosses burning on their lawn
Oh,
and and killing people and saying my Jesus is better than
But
you
again,
know
but that's the point me and Jamila kind of was just going back and forth with. Which is
and
why I
that's the
say I
thing.
agree. That's why I said I do agree with her when she says the people made it. But look, so now the people was burning crosses saying my Jesus is better or whatever the case may be. That ain't right.
Exactly. That's their
I never
That
that's
said
ain't
nothing
peace.
about
That
right or
religion.
ain't
wrong.
peace. That
They're
ain't
But
not they're
peace.
isn't
not
that
they're
isn't
not
that the
walking
But
in
psyops?
their
the person
spirituality.
that they're talking about doesn't change. The people that the way they worship, they change. They talking about Jesus, may peace be upon him. Jesus is who they are. Just like you as who you are. Kelly, you are who you are. But people going to experience you differently. That's just how it is. That
somebody
don't
said.
change
It's a
Kelly.
it's a
Somebody
good thing
said,
I got
"Isn't
to
that the
finish it.
psyop?"
I mean,
Somebody
I could
said,
feel that though.
Yes. Isn't
I
that
could
the
feel that.
psyops?
What?
"Are
That
we
is the
not
whole
speaking
point of the
about the actual
psyops.
psyops? Is this not the tenets of the psyop itself?"
Am I
Hmm.
bugging? Like,
Okay, cool.
Hmm.
Again,
Hassan,
Yes,
can
sir.
you
What
be
happened?
racist and religious, homie? I'm a racist religious.
I mean, you not you as you know the answer is yes because you know
I'm
people
burning
are
crosses.
racist
I'm burning
already.
crosses. Then I'm going to church. tomorrow morning.
You know, people already like that already, so you know, but it's not right if you read and stuff. But apparently, people. But okay,
But I
hold
mean,
on.
if we're going to be clear, come on, the cross is just a representation of Jesus Christ, right?
No,
Dying on
it's
the cross.
not.
No,
No,
it's
But
not.
it's actually no, it's not.
okay,
It's
Uh-oh.
so
not.
what is the representation of the
I
cross in
don't think.
Christianity?
Wait, Hassan. Wait, Hassan. Wait,
No,
Kelly. I don't know
sir.
if you're ready for this answer.
Me either.
I don't, but no,
Go
y'all
ahead,
saying it like
Hassan.
it's
Go
going,
ahead. Go ahead, Hassan.
I
Tell her what the representative of the
Okay,
cross
so
is.
you have the ankh, which has the vagina, the fallopian tube, and the dick. The ends. You have the ankh. So the cross is actually two phallus on each side. The dick and the dick is a representation of the cross made by the Jesuits. Okay,
That would be two
the
penises,
two
Kelly. Cross.
penises. The ankh is actually a vagina and a penis. The cross is the opposite of that. Okay, made by
Then
the
when you throw in
Jesuits.
the Catholic Church, it
who was
kind
the
of makes
cross
sense.
created? But who was
The
the cross
Jesuits.
created by?
The
Who?
Jesuits. The
So
The
Jesuits.
cross was a
I don't
form
know
of
who they
punishment.
are.
The
The
cross was a form
Jesuits.
of
That's where the
torture and
religion comes
punishment.
from. Most of the people in Christianity were homosexuals.
Oh Lord, have
Mm-hmm.
mercy.
It's the
Okay.
form of
Look
homosexuality.
at Jamal's
Romans
face.
were
So you said,
romantic.
but wait, what,
It's so
Mr.
disrespectful. I
Kenny? What
can't.
did
It's
Mr.
not
Kenny? What did you?
disrespectful. It's
Hold
the
on, but Mr.
thing.
Kenny, what did you say when
Not
you were just
Mr.
saying that?
Kenny.
I like
I'm
Mr.
The
sorry. I think
cross,
because you
Disrespectful.
That's
said Uncle Kenny, I
the
hilarious.
just be
cross
calling you Mr. Kenny. I
I've
just
known
like
this
you. But
was
go
dude
a
ahead,
since I
form
was
say.
of
9 years
punishment
old.
created by the Romans. I mean,
The Jesuits, the
But
Romans,
no, but you
yes.
they
said, but no, Kenny said something. He said it was a form. It was to do what? What did you?
it
You
was
said
punishment.
something, right?
When let's put it like this: when they put Jesus up on the
Oh
cross,
God.
wasn't it already two other people up there already? I mean,
Yes.
it was more, but it was two other people up there, right?
Yes.
So
So that's why my
the
question was, so what the Jesuits or whomever you're speaking of, like so
the,
who,
the cross was just a
where did,
punishment. It was
right, so
it
where
was
did the
a
cross,
form of
why,
their
so
torture.
how, okay, and I agree because I'm trying to figure out where did it become sexual?
Ooh.
I never
It
heard,
I,
always
that's
I've never
Hassan
heard
and
that,
his
like,
stuff. Hold on, before he answers, let me go with this. Here we go.
Okay,
I'm
listen.
not
I will
answering no
say this.
question, man.
I will say this about what Hassan is saying. You know, Hassan schooled me to the cross is two phallic symbols, but I will say this: it don't really sound off when you have a Catholic church that has, from time immemorial, sexualized young boys. That don't sound too off to me. And I'm talking about from the Romans back in the day, the Romans,
Roman antics.
the Roman antics, to right now to your choir director. Hold on now. Wait a minute. To your choir director with sugar all in his tank. What we
so is
talking
this
about?
But
happening everywhere? Is that what y'all
Dom,
saying? Is
isn't
this
that the
happening
Yes, it's
people?
everywhere?
I
been
mean,
going on
and
the
that's not every church.
not
Hey
because
Kenny,
some of the people don't
Kenny,
know some of this stuff. They
use a
don't know the
lie.
foundation.
Use a lie, Kenny. You show me a choir director ain't got sugar in his tank. Show
I
me
can
one.
show you my choir
I've known quite
director
a
has
few.
no sugar in his tank.
I've
None.
known quite a
Have you
few. But
checked his tank?
here's the thing:
I've been
I
with him.
think you get in trouble
Yeah, that.
when you generalizing. When you
Mhm.
generalize like that,
Am I
you really
generalizing when I'm talking about Catholic priests messing with little boys? Am I generalizing?
Yeah, because that's not
Because does
everything.
every Catholic church
I
do
don't
that?
think every
That's what my
Catholic
point. That's what
priest.
my question. That
I
was
think
my
y'all need to
question
do a
was.
Google search on Catholic priests in the last 30 years.
I,
We're talking
And
about
every and
thousands of
It's
every.
a
years
it's
today,
a,
brother.
it's a big old
there's
thing
definitely
about
been a
all that.
lot, but
It's a
that doesn't
lot.
make it all
Okay,
though.
but that does not make it everyone though. It may have
Yeah.
been a lot, but this world is
So
huge and it's a lot. So I don't feel like I just don't
Okay.
feel like we have the right
I'm
to
just
say that.
I guess I'm
I just
just
don't feel like
saying
we have the
that
right to
Why
say that.
should it
That's very
matter about you
I
judgmental.
arguing
guess
that
I'm
point
just
anyway?
saying that I'm not a Christian, so I don't mind judging. I'm I don't have any
Yeah, I'm not
shame.
judging nobody. Like I don't even got to say so when you die. So ain't no need of me judging you. But I don't like the fact that we say every Catholic church the priest be doing it to little boy. I don't like the idea of that because I don't think that that's true.
I don't
It's
really
not.
think that that's an
I
outrageous
don't think that
statement
that's
in
true.
You have
2025.
to.
Like,
There's been
they have been what's the names? They talk about this
It's mainstream news.
Dateline stuff
But
has
here's
been a
the
big
thing,
old thing
Dom.
on all this stuff.
Again, when you
But
say
that's
all,
every.
my
So you telling me that's every
It's been a
single
lot,
It's a
but
Catholic
you
culture.
have
No,
to.
Kel, you know what I'm trying to say? It's a culture of
Yeah, it's a culture.
homosexuality and
The reason why it's a
pedophilia.
culture, they
Oh,
think they're gonna go to the highest heavens by doing that. It's a culture for real. It's ingrained in them
it
to do
really is.
certain
It
things
really is,
to
Kel. I
little
didn't make that
kids
up. I'm not
because
Catholic.
they gonna be anointed and stuff. So it is.
They gonna be anointed by messing with little boys.
Yes.
Oh
That's the
See, but
whole
now
thing.
let
Lord.
me.
That's
Okay,
why
so
I'm trying to
only
tell you
reason.
some
Let
of
me
the
tell
stuff
y'all
that the
something.
religion
The
was
only
made off
reason
of
I'm
stuff
saying
about child trafficking and having sex with kids.
right, but see, but what what I'm trying to tell y'all is I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree with y'all with y'all history facts and y'all status and everything. But there are Catholic churches that don't believe in sleeping with little boys.
So, Kels,
Okay.
let me say
Without
this
a
to you.
doubt.
In the
It's true.
'60s, Muhammad
I
Ali
definitely agree with
did an
that.
interview, and he made this metaphor to white folk, and he made a metaphor to snakes in a barrel. And he says if there were 900 snakes in a barrel that were
10,000.
venomous and only 100 in the barrel that were friendly and not venomous, would you put your hand in that barrel? So the point is if the Catholic Church for the last 30 years, it's come out that thousands of kids have been molested. Like, sure, there might be a cardinal or two that are not, but the
But
majority of these cats is on another level.
okay,
They
I
are.
didn't make
I don't
that's
even
not
think it's a
my
that's
opinion
majority,
mainstream
stops
Dom.
there.
news.
I
Yeah,
really
my
think
opinion it stops
there's
there
definitely
though.
been a lot, and they move
It's
them
a
around,
lot.
unfortunately,
Exactly.
Yeah,
They
I'm not
move them
making that up.
around
That's
instead of
mainstream news.
removing them, they've definitely moved dudes around.
to different
Pause.
countries and stuff like that. It's kind of
I think
crazy.
generalizing is
I
still.
mean, but most religions do. Imams move, preachers move, they go
Uh-oh.
to different places. I mean, so but I'm just saying,
Well,
excuse
we're
me,
talking about based on
but y'all
scandal, though,
speaking,
Kelly.
I
We're
about to
talking
say,
about
y'all
based
talking
on a
about based
scandal.
on, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but based on you saying based on scandal, there's been a lot of things that happened that might not have been reported.
Well, that makes it even worse because there's thousands that have been
No,
reported.
Or
I'm
a
not
lot of
talking.
things that didn't
I'm
happen
not
that
just
has been
talking.
reported, or a
I'm
lot of
not
things that didn't
talking
really
just.
happen but has been
Why?
reported due to the
I'm
fact
not
of
just
what
talking
the
in the
culture
Catholic
is.
religion. I'm talking throughout all
Right.
religions.
Okay,
Throughout all
I got one
religions.
last
I agree
question
with
before
that
we get
though.
out of here. I got one
Kenny.
last question. Kenny, if there's only one God, why are there so many religions?
Oh, shit.
Because, like Elliot mentioned earlier, when you have people with you have in, like, let's just say in the
Excuse
Christian
me.
denomination, you have denominations that wasn't necessarily given by God. So you
I think
this guy
I
might
I
believe
think I
you need to be
think
baptized.
that's something.
This person might believe you need to be baptized and
Yeah, you
speak
just
in
but you
tongues. I,
only
I
live
actually
6
spoke with a rev
All
once
right, looking
who.
at over. Is this the top? Oh shit, sorry.
Okay, can
The
she mute?
top down. So this would be the first
I
time
got
you
it.
think.
Go on, Kenny.
So I actually spoke with a dude who
All
was
right,
a
so it's just
preacher, and he felt like not only did you have to be baptized, you had to speak in tongues in order to be saved. So the next church might just believe you have to be baptized and do something else. So we might add changes to it. Doesn't necessarily mean that's what God asked you to do. That's man putting their spin on it.
Okay. Okay. Jamila, if there's only one, why are there so many?
It's so many because, well, it's not really so many. It was everybody from the beginning, all the way back to Abraham and them. It was only one God. One God. Everybody worshiped one God. Then it veered off to the left because everybody stopped worshiping that one God and started worshiping other things. So God brought the beat back and brought it back to only one thing. So
The
it's
beaten.
one God. Yeah. Like it's only, I don't think it's multiple religions. Like I just don't think it's
Well, you
multiple
have
religions.
Christianity, you have Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but it's still it's still the one God that they worshiping. So I don't know if it's really one really, like, I don't know. I just
Well,
don't
are
think
they
it's
worshiping the same one God?
yes, everybody. I mean, I don't know. I can only speak on mine.
I got it.
I don't think, like, for instance, I don't think Christians worship one God.
Oh. How many guys do the Christians worship, Kenny?
3.
One.
Oh, like the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost kind of vibe?
Yeah.
Oh.
3 plus 1 type thing.
3 plus 1. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just think if we're gonna say that, it's just people understanding of their own religion. I guess. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't really like to talk about religion.
Oh, well, I mean, I told you might get mad at me today, but I still
Well,
love
you
you.
have to fully understand it.
Hassan, are
You
you
know,
there?
Fully understand what?
Uh-oh. They about to go at
each
it. Let me
religion.
let me jump in between them real quick. Let me jump in between Hassan.
No, I didn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah,
Understand
neither did
what?
I. What you saying, Kenny?
He's saying you have to fully understand it. That's what he said.
But
Okay.
what's the it? I'm
Ooh.
confused on what the it
Understand the
is.
religion, I guess.
What
Overstand
religion?
the
Thank you.
religion. I don't know which one. You talking about
You,
Islam? You talking about Christianity? You talking about Judaism?
That's why I
What?
said I was confused.
Kenny?
there's no confusion, man. You have to understand is there's difference in
Look at your move.
religions.
There's
Telling
different.
him I'm confused, and he gonna tell me it's no confusion. Like what?
Ah, Kenny.
That don't even make sense.
You're in the
Okay.
time.
Can
Go
I?
ahead.
Can wait? Hold on. Can I say so? When you have a cross in a figure, you know it forms a cube. You know that, right? When
Oh.
you put it together, a cross actually forms a cube. The cube of Saturn. A cube is all about a cube. People worship the cube. Every
Here
religion worships
we
the
go.
cube. So Islam has a cube, the cube of Saturn, and that's why they do the rings around the Kaaba because
No,
it's
it's
actually
not. That is
yes,
not
Oh.
why.
yes it is, yes it is, yes it
No,
is.
it's not.
It's all about worshiping
No,
the
it's not.
cube.
It's
Okay,
not about worshiping the cube.
yes
Oh.
it is. It's all about
No, it's
Saturn.
not. And you
It's
said you was Muslim. So when does it
and
say anything
that's what I
about
found
worshiping the
out.
cube?
It's called Saturnalia. The
It
whole
does
religions
it
There
was
is
does
a
based
not
on.
hexagon on
say
the
I
top of
that.
first
I'm
I
not
Saturn.
gonna
told you
let
the
you do
religions
that.
were
It
brought
does
in
not
by the
say worship the
Anunnakis.
Kaaba. We don't worship nothing but Allah.
That's
That's
why you
it.
work. You say prayers pointing to the Kaaba. What are you talking about? You pray to the east, where it's pointing to the Kaaba. That's what
So
That's
okay.
what it's doing. It's the
There is
Kaaba.
a
Okay.
hexagon on the top of
Okay.
Saturn.
Yeah, it's a cube. The Saturn. That's why they go around the ring. It's all Satan worshiping based on the Anunnaki. Everything circles
Oh.
back to the Anunnaki. They came from
The
Saturn.
soulless people.
They
I
they
have a
came just
soul,
because they
so
don't
I'm
have
more powerful.
souls. That don't
I
mean
have a soul, so
I
I'm more
said you are a
powerful
bet.
than them.
You,
So it doesn't even matter.
that's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
So what you're saying is it don't matter.
Who?
And I don't worship no Kaaba. I don't worship no square. So when I bend down to pray, it is to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's who I'm praying to. Not a cube, not a none of that stuff, okay?
Did you hear Hassan? And
I
that's
heard
that.
her. What's in the Kaaba? That's why
Nothing.
there's nothing.
Nothing's in
There's
there.
definitely something in there.
No, it ain't.
It's actually a spaceship under there.
No,
Who?
it's not.
Yes, it
Wait a
is.
It
minute.
is
Yeah.
not.
Yes. Okay. I think you should do some research
I think
about what's
you should
under.
do the
Because I
A
research.
have.
spaceship.
I
Girl,
have.
You
I
heard him, Kelly.
can't.
There's a spaceship
I
under the
can't.
Kaaba.
I can't.
Hey,
What?
hey
Where did
Hassan.
I don't? When did that? Where did?
It's always
Why?
been there. Just like
What did?
it's
She
always
said,
been there.
why?
Like a
Because
real spaceship?
the people that the fallen angels that come from space created these religions. It has to do with them.
There's no
Every
such
bit of it.
thing as fallen angels. I wish you
Yes,
stopped saying that.
there is such thing as the
How
Nephilims.
can you be
Yes,
an
it is.
angel and then fall? Like that don't make
They
sense.
fell in frequency. That's the whole point. They fell in frequency.
So just a couple of them just fell out. They
That's
fell
what
in
when they talk about
frequency.
the war in
What
the
about
sky,
the
they
rest
talking
of them? So
about
are they still
the
there? Or are
what
they
you
still
mean?
there?
Where they were?
The angels, wherever they fell from, they
They
fell
fell in
from the roof. So it's
2002
still some up there.
it's
Not the
200
roof.
fallen angels, okay?
It's
200.
how many?
200. And when they talk
Only 200. So
it's
how? No, let's clear
only
this up. How many angels is there? Period.
I can't tell you that part.
But you just know
I'm
only
just
two
talking about the fall
out of
because they
all the
talk about the
angels, only
fallen angels.
200 of them fail. 200 of them fail.
Hey, I'm just telling you all the information that I studied.
That's
Jamila
not
should
all
be
the
a district
information because you don't
attorney.
even know where it start from.
It
Jamila
started
needs
from
to be a
Samaria.
district attorney.
It started about the war in the sky from Anu and Enki having a fight.
But you can't
And
even tell me the starting number.
Oh.
What do you
What's
mean?
the start number?
I don't know. How do I know how many angels
How do you
it
know
was
about
in period?
200 of them fail?
Because they talked about the 200 fallen angels in the
Oh,
story of
no.
Anu, Enki, and Enlil. The mother was named Sophia, was actually birth Anu, who's actually the ruler god. Talk about Anu. So all this stuff when the religion, it connects to the fallen angels of the Anunnaki. That's the war in heaven. It all connects to all that.
There's no
That's where
war.
everything
There was
starts
no
from.
war in heaven.
Okay.
Hassan,
Right.
you don't so you're not religious?
No, I'm spiritual. I don't walk. Spirituality means you walk your own walk. You don't walk somebody else's walk, because religion has to do with walking somebody else's walk. Because that's what the word religion means, realignment. That's what the whole religion is, to be realigned.
Realignment to what?
To
what are you realign
away from where you where the spiritual you used to go to before, the natural roots connected with nature. It's called realignment. That's the whole religion. It's called realignment. That's the whole point. That's the etymology of religion.
There's nothing wrong with religion. If we're going to realign ourselves, there's nothing wrong with a little.
You realign away from the stuff where you used to be when you used to connect with nature.
So there's nothing with realigning with that, right?
Well, why is most people disconnected from nature?
I have no idea. But if they got a religion, they should be cool. Because they about to realign themselves.
Listen, you're born of the earth. Everything is born from the dust. We're created from the dust. When women get pregnant, they breathe up the soil, which forms the baby. You're born. That's why most people are actually plant-based, because they're made from the earth. So if you're from the earth, why wouldn't you connect to the earth?
And with that said, man, Shevitz, I tell you, man, listen, I love my particular crew, boy, because these are intellects from different sides of the world, like all different kinds of understandings, and they stand on it. Can't be mad at that. It is opinionation after all. Everybody got one, just like you got something else. Look at here. Let's catch this last segment. It is called What's on Your Chest? Kendall Mickens, what's on your chest?
There's a lot of things on my mind this week.
Here we go. Here we go.
Talk about the orange man.
From the orange man to
the space travel.
To space travel.
Wow. What you mean the space travel? You got a problem with Gail King going up into the space?
Come on,
no.
Fake thing.
No.
Y'all laughing about Gail King and Katy Perry going up into space?
That was so fake.
Yeah, she even knows that shit is fake. You know that shit's fake as hell.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
You're not even supposed to have jewelry going into space and plastic surgery at the same time. Come on, man.
They ain't even have no equipment, like nothing, no helmets or nothing.
And the spaceship didn't even burn up when it hit the atmosphere. That's dumb as hell.
The paint was still intact. It wasn't.
Just calling them out. Just calling them out. Calling their whole production out. That's crazy.
That was fake.
That's crazy. Okay, Kendall, we stopped on your dissertation.
Sorry.
Go ahead, brother.
Ain't no dissertation. It's just a lot on my mind this week. It ain't always one thing. It's quite a few things. It's hoping the world get better.
I got it.
One orange man at a time.
One orange man at a time. I got it. Kelly.
The Three Musketeers.
Kelly, it's great to see you again. Tell us what's on your chest, Mama.
I don't know. Not nothing too much. I think tonight's discussion was great too. I don't like the debate about religion at all, because I hate to try to prove what I believe to other people based off of what they believe. But I do appreciate hearing what other people feel and how they see things. But don't y'all find it interesting that we're all here on Earth for the global experiences that we're all sharing, these global experiences, like everything that's happening with our country and different things like that, but we still find a way to see it different. That's why I just you know what I mean? That's why we're all experiencing all this global stuff, but we see it all, we all see it in a different light.
Ain't that deep?
Yep.
It's very deep. Like, that's some real shit, and it's really deep though. Like, it's crazy.
I
But
agree.
that's it.
I could smoke that.
Is.
I agree. Way to get it off your chest, Kels.
I agree too.
We'll see you again next week, hopefully,
Exactly.
right?
Absolutely, yes.
Miss Richardson. Ma'am,
Yes.
look, I enjoy you. Can't nobody tell me I don't love me some Jamila.
Tell her to come. She needs to come to our lives and stuff, man. You should invite her to come to the live.
Jamila would shut the live down.
I would
Jamila
love
shut
to,
the
but I'm
TikTok
a
live
sit
down.
right here because I can't deal with all the hate.
See, like this is enough. Jamila would blow the world up, bro. Them fools on TikTok ain't ready for Jamila. I'm here to tell you.
Shit.
They not.
What's on your
Yo,
chest,
let me tell
Jamila?
y'all, I was going back and forth with the Canadians. It must have been 1,000 of them. It was little old me. I'm telling you, I was so exhausted. It was not even funny. I'm like, TikTok need to pay me because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard. But
okay,
anyhow.
so you got anything on your chest or you good?
Nothing's on my chest. I'm getting ready to go pack up and pick up my boo from the airport. Okay.
Oh shit, okay.
Oh, he come back tonight?
I ain't about it. I'm not about that life. I'm not about it. You tell them the Opinionation Boys is watching.
They don't care.
Okay.
I'm just saying. We cool. It's cool. Just take care of our sister, homie.
You crazy.
Right. I'm just saying, like, don't make a wrong move, sir.
That's right. That's right, Dom.
She got big brothers and uncles out here.
And uncles.
And not Kenny. But anyway.
Big sister.
Hassan, what's on your chest, bro?
Same things on my chest every week. The melanated people should start connecting with nature. That's all I can say. The Neteru.
I like it.
You know.
I like it. Well, you know
and
what?
Still meditate and still believe in Jesus and all that stuff, but just connect with nature.
Wow. Okay.
Got
it.
All righty.
Well, listen, what's on my chest is the fact that when we get together as a folk, we can put great work together like what you're seeing behind me right now.
Absolutely.
This production was created by melanated people working together, mostly melanated cast, a melanated superstar, Miss Ricky Nelson. Shout out to her. And we did that, and it's now in distribution. You see that?
Yeah.
Took us less than a year to make that happen. 11 episodes.
11 episodes.
While this little sex scene goes on behind me, hey, X-rated. Hey.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
We can't see that.
I just appreciate the fact that I was able to work with some really talented folk. And by the way, Hassan was the inspiration for one of these particular characters. He's the inspiration for the Guru character on the show. So if you guys get a chance to watch the show, if you see the Guru guy, that's actually inspired by Hassan.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Me and my daughter, we watched a couple episodes.
Did you? Can I get a real time?
I think we on 5, right? Yeah. We on episode 5.
Well, what do you think so far?
It's good. It's good.
Okay. I know you would lie to me,
Jamila,
so
I'm the fat dude on the first episode that's in the park, the dude meditating.
All right, I got to holler at y'all.
Okay. All right. But on that note, I appreciate the moment that we're in right now. I appreciate the moment I've been given by the all. Me being a part of the all. You understand me? And with that said, we will see y'all again next week for another grand installation of Opinionation.
Bye.
Bye.